Hey guys, AXL here with DGK in Kingdom 15, and this video is going to be going over the daily routine that everyone does, and it's going to be more focused on free-to-play players who are trying to save up their resources for their upgrades, and not everyone needs to follow this, but this is sort of the most efficient way, I would say, that I found to be able to save your resources and allow you to get that upgrade as quickly as possible. So, all right, let's get into it. So every day at reset, I would go and collect all my resources. I think I already collected the crystals, so I'll collect each of these as well. And just one quick pointer, I think I did mention this in a previous video, but there is a setting that you can go to let's see, game settings, and it just allows you to collect all your resources right here. It allows you to collect all your resources by clicking just one of the particular resource tile. So like if you click one silver, it'll collect all of the silver mines, and so on and so forth. So if you don't have this on already, make sure that you do that so it saves you some time. Alright, so I'm gonna quickly join that because that's part of my daily routine to get 2 of these at least, if not 5. So I'm just going to use this one. Okay. Alright, so first thing I'll start with is collecting all the resources. Once I have all of that, I will use my abilities, specifically this one and this one, but mostly this one, to collect more resources. This is my farm account, so I did focus on the harvest ability, so I've got that to, I think, 19 or 20, I don't remember. Alright, so I'll click both of those, and then since again this is a farm account, I have economy tree selected, so my skills are going to allow me also to collect 5 hours of harvesting resources. So with all of that collected, you can see here that I have almost 2 mil apples. So now I'm going to finish up my troops, and then I'm going to train new troops, and then that'll use up the apples that I just collected. So to each of those. Now at this point I'm going to stop, and the reason I'm going to stop is because if I try to train more troops, I don't have enough apples, and I don't want to use this because it's going to start using the resources in my inventory, because I don't have enough apples up here. We'll call this the cash, and then the stuff you have in inventory, your bank. So all of this stuff is, in my bank. So these apples will not get eaten by your troops, whereas the stuff up here in your cache will get eventually eaten up by your troops up until whatever your storage can hold. And your storage is over here. Yeah, warehouse, I should say. Sorry, not storage. So at this point I'm gonna stop because I don't have enough resources to train my stables. You mainly want to first prioritize shooting range, barracks, and your stables, because those are the ones that get you. Those are part of the daily quests. Whereas artillery is not part of the daily quests, so you don't get any. You don't get to complete a quest for training up artillery. So what I'm gonna do now is, you can see here I have 437,000 apples, and I need a total of 773,000. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go into my daily quests, and I'm going to just start completing them. And when you start completing them, you start getting actually more apples in your cache. So I'm going to just complete all of these. And I should have more cash now. A little bit more, not a crazy amount. Um, Another thing you can do is you can train troops um, to use up exactly all of your apples. So instead of training all of the troops, I'll just train whatever I have enough resources for. So I'm just gonna train that many, and then I'm gonna start doing my daily celestial quests. And that's kind of my daily routine. I'm gonna just send out a couple of marches to these. Oh, one other thing I didn't mention. So I do send out a full march to the Alliance Silver Mine, and um, it's going to allow me to call it back every day after reset and be able to complete the 2 quests for collecting silver. And that just helps me complete my daily quests faster. I do sometimes try to time it so that I can collect or gather resources for the other things like apples, crystals, stone. I send one march out for each and then time it so that it finishes after the reset, so then I can automatically get those done as well. All right, anyway, so that's going to be returning, and then I'm going to send out marches for everything else. Okay, just going to quickly do this. 3, and for the treasure cave ones, I just send out 1 cavalry. There's no need to send out a full march for these. You just send 1 cavalry because cavalry is the fastest troop, so it'll be the shortest amount of time. Okay, and I'm just gonna max out my marches at 5. So okay, so now I have all of my marches out doing stuff, and while that's happening, I'll go ahead and complete some of the other daily quest items I have. So you could wait until you complete more quests, and you'll be able to get more apples in your cache to be able to train more troops. But at the end of the day, the point is that uh, you don't want to spend any of the apples in your inventory. So anyway, we're gonna continue. I'm gonna do my daily donations. I'll do all 24 of these. I try to do that more towards the beginning of my daily routine, and then I'll wait. I'll probably switch to my main account, and then come back, and then by that time, hopefully, I'll have the other 6 done, because for the daily quest, you need 30 donations, and obviously, I only did 24 right there. All right, so now I'll go ahead and do the rest of my stuff. I'm gonna collect this real quick. And let's see what else is in the daily routine. Hero upgrades. So I'll just upgrade this real quick. So if you don't have stuff to upgrade, or not much stuff to upgrade, like this is my farm account, so I don't really have that much to upgrade. I do have this guy, but um, if you want to kind of take your time, you can just give him like five of these lower ones, just to complete the quest, and you don't need to kind of do the full upgrade. But that'll complete that one. So those two are done. Now I have my recruitment. Let's see, donations. I still have 6, like I said. And then let's see. I think that's pretty much it. There's the rallies, but we'll get to those. All right. So I'm gonna start completing these. All right. There's another. I like to do these treasure ones as soon as they come up because they do take a while. So I like to get them done quickly or start with them so that they start collecting those treasures. Right. Again, I just send 1 cavalry. It's most efficient. And then I'll go ahead and max out my marches again. I do sometimes prep these, and what I mean by that is, um, so these reset every 8 hours. So there's 3 sets of celestial globe missions every day. So three times 8 obviously is 24. So depending on how frequently you log into this game, if you log in like once a day, hopefully you're playing more than that, but if you're logging in once a day, sometimes if I have a busy day or something and I know that I'm not going to be logging on more than once, so what happens is I'll log in before the reset, and you can sort of accumulate 2 sets of celestial globes. So what that means is you'll do the first 8, and then another 8 will pop up as you complete the first 8. But you cannot hold sort of 3 sets of celestial globes. So if you wait until after reset and you hadn't logged on the entire day, that means that you would have had 3 sets of celestial globes, which means that you would have 24 total missions, but you cannot hold all 3, so you'll kind of lose the first set. So I'll go in and I'll complete all of the non-threat missions, and then what happens is all you're left with is the threat missions. And the reason why that's efficient is because there is a mission to defeat 10 threats. Where is it? I think it was in the beginning right here. Kill threats on the kingdom map 10 times. So basically then you'll just be left with the threat ones, and then you'll just kill all the threats, and that makes sure that you can complete that mission before you run out of stamina here. Anyway, all right, back to this. This is a free one, so free one meaning it doesn't take up a march slot. So I'll send that out real quick. And then I'll send out again, max out all of my marches real quick. I do have these set up like 1 through 5 for threats. And then I'll have one for, well actually on my farm account I think I only have 1 through 4 set up. Because I don't have that 8th slot in my formations. Alright, so now I'm maxed out again. I have 5 marches out plus that free one for the troops, the rescue one. Alright, so now I'll just continue and do some more daily tasks. Like, for example, the ancient tombs. I'll go ahead and get that over with. And then while I'm here, I'll collect all of this. Again, if you're not using the cart function, you should. So what happens is if you click cart and you don't have stuff selected, select all the stuff that you want to purchase daily. And then once you're done selecting everything, why don't I have this selected? I should. Okay, never mind. Okay, let me save that again just because I just selected that. And that's pretty much it. Um, I don't have this selected, but you should probably have that selected. I'm gonna actually select that. Buy. Okay, so now every day when you go in, um, you can just go to this, click on cart, and click buy. It makes it easier. I don't know why they changed the abyssal mines, but the abyssal mine is now like a lot harder because you gotta click everything manually. So anyway, I'm gonna send out another march for the abyssal mines, and I saved that on number 6. So I'll just send that out, and then I will buy my daily things. You should be buying this if it's your main account. Farm account doesn't matter as much, unless I do another event where they're allowing you to swap aristocrat badges. But I think they might do it again at some point, but I'm not sure when. Alright, so I'm gonna buy everything that I want from this, which is pretty much everything except for the armor things or the equipment chests, which I don't need, especially on my farm. And I'm not gonna buy this just because I don't need that on my farm, really. Okay, so now that I'm done with this, let's see, do I have anything left to do? I think that's pretty much it. I will usually set or use a gathering boost. Might as well use it, and then if you're gonna log on later, you can collect those resources. And at this point, you can see that I've accumulated more cash. So you could have, waited until you had more apples to do a full training for the stables. If you remember before, I kind of did a partial training. So you could wait until you complete more of these quests to get more apples so that you can do a full training. But right now I'm just going to train as many of the artillery as I can. And again, you can see that I'm not using any of my inventory resources or any of the resources in the quote unquote bank. So let me just collect the VIP real quick. Same thing, part of the daily routine here. And then the next thing I think was recruitment. So I'll go ahead and get my free one. And then again, you always get the discounted 15 one. Then I will max that, do this. Alright, so now I'm done with recruitment. Alright, I'll go back real quick and do the next set of celestial globes. I do sometimes, to save time, I'm doing kind of both my main and my farm kind of at the same time. So if you have 2 devices, then that's an option if you're really looking to min-max your time here. But alright, so I will send out the last couple of marches for these missions. I will use a stamina for this. Let's see. Alright, so that's 2 more threats. I just want to see if that's enough to complete the mission. I think it should be. Yeah, so I have 9 out of 10 already. I just sent out 2 more, so that'll make 11. Alright, so I will complete these. Okay. So, if you have more apples than you can use up for whatever reason, I don't think you should, but if you happen to, you can use that on research. If you don't have something researched already. If I don't have the apples, I will not research because I'm not going to use apples from my bank. because I don't have enough apples. But there are certain research that don't require apples. So let me see. Let's see if this does require apples. So I'm not gonna do that. Let's see, maybe combat. All right. Does this require apples? It does. I could have sworn there was research that doesn't require apples. Maybe in creation, does this require apples? It does. All right. Maybe I'm misremembering, but I could have sworn there was something. Maybe it's in economy. That would make sense. Food production, maybe. No, it does require apples. I don't know what I was thinking. All right. So yeah, if I don't have the apples, then I'm not gonna do research because I don't want to use stuff from my bank. And this is a farm account, so I really don't care about the research that much. All right, so now you do this. Get your munitions exchange. I always just do silver because it's the biggest bottleneck. But you could do apples if you want, if you need the apples. And then I'll go to exchange. Now, one thing about exchange is typically if apples, typically you don't want to exchange apples for other resources unless you have the apples. So you can see here I don't have the apples because it's red, so I'm not going to do that one, but I will do all the other ones. And for the speed ups, if you don't have that much gold, don't do it. Or if it requires gold, if it requires other stuff, like apples or crystals, or yeah, just pretty much apples or crystals, then you could do that. But again, this one is red because I don't have the apple, so I'm not going to do that one. So I'll just do all the stuff that I could, and then I will stop. I'm not going to refresh because I have apples here, and if I collect resources later on in the day, because I just put on a boost for my mines and collectors and stuff. So I'm just going to leave this here, and then if I collect apples later on and I have nowhere to spend it, I will then use it here to exchange for other resources, and that'll use up your apples, so that you're not losing them to troops eating them. So so yeah, I'll just wait and see if I need that later on. So I did use, I think I, hold on, let me just see. Yeah, I did use this ability, so I do want to, I have the silvers max, so I will focus on this. Okay, and whatever, I'll do a stone. Nope, don't have the silver again. See, well, I guess silver doesn't really matter as much, but because they don't get consumed by your troops. But I'm just not gonna do that one because I don't like using stuff in my bank. All right, so I'll do that one. That one didn't use any stuff from my bank. And that's pretty much it. Heal troops. I don't have enough apples to heal troops. So I will just heal. Now this is really min-maxing. I'll be honest, usually I just use the apples for my bank for this. But if you're really like completely free to play and you're really trying to save up for that upgrade, just never use any stuff from your inventory. If you don't have the apples up here, then don't do it. You can simply wait, go to your main, do all the stuff on your main, come back, and by that time you can collect your resources from your apple farms, and you should have enough to heal at that point. But I'm gonna just clear out the remaining troops here, I mean the remaining quests here. I leave the mermaid stuff to the end, so at this point what I'll do is I'll switch over to my main and I'll do everything on my main. And oh, actually, before I do that, so once I'm done with all my sort of most of my daily activities here, as you can see, I completed all the quests already. I do have some other stuff here that are still waiting, and you do want to try and complete as many of these as you can, just because every single quest that you complete does give you training speed ups and you know, a little bit of resources. Not a crazy amount, obviously, but still every little bit helps, right? So oh, this you do want to collect because that's on a timer. So I will collect both of these, and then now what I like to do is I send out my sort of daily collecting marches. So I will send one main march to my silver mine. If you're relatively high stronghold, then a full march will last over 24 hours. So for example, let's see. Let me just okay. So I'll send this out, and this should be over 24 hours. That means that it'll last until after the next reset. So basically, after the next reset, I will call that back, and again, it will complete my my two silver collecting missions in my daily tasks. And then I will send out marches for all the other resources. Now you could do this two ways. You could do it after reset or time it so that it comes. You could do it before the reset and time it so that it finishes after reset. And what I mean by that is you can send one march to each resource type. Okay, so I'll send one for this. I don't really care what heroes are here at this point, unless you're expecting to be attacked or are I don't know, defending your hive or something. But normally you don't really care what heroes are there. There's a silver one right here, so might as well, right? Um, I I I didn't do my rallies, so I tend to want to save at least one march for that. But let's just for the sake of this video, I'm gonna just pretend I already did my rallies. So plus silver mines are hard to come by, so if you see a 7, you take it. All right, so I'll send out the rest of my marches. So that was missing a stone. Just need a stone. All right, let's actually use the search function here and find a stone. That is far. Jesus. Okay. Anyway, all right, so I have one of each: silver, apple, crystal, and stone. And I have a main or a huge march to my Alliance silver mine that will last until tomorrow after reset. So that'll get me my two completed tasks for my silver again. So at this point, if you had any resources here that you wanted to collect with your main account, meaning you send your main account to attack, what you actually want to do is make sure when you're sending out these collection marches to these resource nodes, you want to send out all of your troops. So instead of sending just enough to collect all of the resources, you would send more than that and ensure that you've sent out all your troops. That way you have no troops in your farm and you can attack it with your main. But I am not going to do that because I don't really have that much resources for my main to collect. All right, so at this point, I'm pretty much done. There's really not much other stuff to talk about, but I do want to mention one thing. So I'm gonna switch over to my main account real quick. So this is my main account, and then I kind of will do the same thing on my main account. And I have 2 blue stacks running, so it's a little bit slow, lagging on me here. Okay. All right, so same thing. I'll use these 2 things. Don't have any abilities here. I mean, if I were really min-maxing, I would switch over to my farm or the what is it called again? Oh yeah, economy skills, but it costs 1,000 gold, and that's really not the problem. But I'm just too lazy to do it. But if you're really min-maxing, you could do that if you have the gold. Anyway, all right. So I'm gonna collect my troops here, but I'm gonna just show you something. When I do train these troops on my main account, they are very expensive. So I'm not going to train max troops. I'm gonna train troops. Let's see, what time is it right now? 8:14. So like 10 hours. Let me think. No, more than 10 hours. Let's call it 14 hours. All right. I'm going to train enough troops to time it so that it's done pretty much at reset. So when you train your troops and your full train is like, over like 24 hours, I time it so that it finishes just around reset. Um, if I were to full train this, it would be 2 days, and then I would have to waste, not exactly waste, but I would have to use speed ups, and I don't want to do that. I want to kind of save all my speed ups for the prep phase. So I'm just gonna train, a certain amount. See, I think 1,000 is around 24 hours, so let's call it 1,000. Oh no, it's 22 hours. So yeah, so I'm gonna train enough to kind of last until next reset, or for it to finish at next reset. So I'm gonna do like 800. All right, and then again, you don't want to, if you're actually free to play and you're saving your apples, you do not want to use your inventory resources. So if you don't have it, again, don't use it. So again, I'm gonna just collect all of these. All right. Now I should have enough for, how much is that? 700. All right, we'll call it 700. All right. And then yeah, I'll just go through the same routine. I'm gonna I'm not gonna run through it all again, but I'll finish up everything, all my tasks that I, at least the ones that I could do, and I'm going to then switch back to my farm account, complete the donations that I didn't finish before, and then once I'm done with everything, I will do the stuff that's kind of not on a clock. So I'll do my mermaid stuff, upgrades and whatnot, and also my gemstone treasure cove thing. I'll claim all of those. I think I went over this already. Yeah, I think I went over this already in one of the videos. But they did start giving the scrolls again, so that's nice. But yeah, for this, you kind of, if you really want to min-max, you manually do this instead of the auto deploy, to get the most amount of bonuses. I'm pretty sure I went over this, but if not, I'll make a video on it. I think that's pretty much it. I'm gonna send this out real quick. Again, this has a timer, so you want to do that kind of ASAP to get as many, to not waste time in between. All right. So I think that is all I wanted to cover. I'm sure there's something I'm forgetting. Send out your mermaid to gather resources when you can. But I believe that is it. So yeah, to sum up, don't use resources that you don't have, and yeah, again, use resource boosts when you can, and then just come back, collect resources, and then use those resources that you gather to do more training or your research or whatever the case may be. The other thing is, if you haven't done the speed up quests, just make sure. Well, I mean, just use 1 hour. I'm not gonna use the. So typically, I don't use the research speed up in this scenario. I'm gonna use the normal speed up. And the reason for that is because the research speed ups give you points during prep phase. So I'm gonna save all of those for the prep phase. So again, I'm not gonna use 410 of them. I'm just gonna use one to complete my daily quests. But yeah, that's pretty much it. If you have any questions about anything about the daily routine, let me know, and I will try to answer them as best I can. If you have anything to comment or anything to add that I missed, feel free to use the video discussion channel to let everyone else know if there's something that you do that that might help someone that's free to play. But yep, that's pretty much it. Hope this helped, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.